time by Tito Ortiz. His legacy continues, and he thrives. At 44 years old, he improves his record to 21-12. He's amazing. Coming up on his 45th birthday here in January, and he's making 45 look like the new 25.
They love him here in McAllen, Texas.
They sure do.
And they are still keeping their space. The two fighters are not even getting close to each other. This is bad blood. This was not an invention. This is real.
Well, now he has to give up his belt, too, to Tito's kids.
To give up the WWE belts. That is a bitter pill to swallow.
I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I'm here at Punishment Athletics. Of course, the year's over. 2019's done. And I finished it 3 minutes, 10 seconds. I told you the first round I get it done. But now we're starting 2020. And what am I going to do? Of course, business here at Punishment Athletics, as I always do. But I got some good news that I'll be finding out here by the end of the week. So I'll make sure each and every one of my fans will know. Each one of you guys will know what I'll be working on next. Of course, I'll be fighting before the year's over, by summer. But in general, you know, just getting the year done, fighting Alberto Del Rio, putting in a 19-week camp, it was a lot of hard work. You know, nothing was easy. Nothing at all was easy. But once the fight was over, you know, there was a lot of emotions that was going on. You know, there was no press conference after the fight. We was pretty much wrapped up and got to enjoy my Christmas and my New Year, you know, enjoy some time with my family. But to kind of reflect back on what I did for that fight was, it was pretty intense. You know, people say, oh, it's an easy fight, it's a gimme, it's one of those things that's not the same feeling you have right before the fight, you know, and when you're ready to fight another man who is prepared as long as Alberto Del Rio did, and he prepared super hard for that fight, as I did, and he came out swinging. You know, the first body lock I went to go grab, and he went to go throw, my head bounced off the mat, and let me tell you, my bell was rang. I looked over and I go, oh yeah, we're fighting.
He almost threw Tito with that lateral drop to start off the fight.
No, he did. It was a pretty good lateral drop.
Nice.
He just didn't follow through on it. And he allowed Tito to pop up.
I think he was surprised that he got that close to it. He was like, he didn't know how to react. Like, oh, this might have happened had it not stopped.
It gave me a little shock, but at the same time, like my instant reaction was is to get side mount from side mount, and he felt strong. You know, he felt in a good position, and I just thought I wanted to punch him a little bit. You know, people saw the beginning of that first round that I had him in a front guillotine choke, and yeah, I had the choke, but I thought in my mind is I don't want to choke him this quick. I want to put some damage on him. You know, I want to punch him. And I was punched to the body, and I was trying to punch him to the feet, and he closed the gap again. He tried to make it a wrestling match, and underhook to the knee tap, right to the dump, straight to his back, and you know, I got wrist control. That's the same thing as Khabib does to all the fighters he fights against, is wrist control, lock the feet, latch on the feet, and just be a wet rag on top of the person. And that's what I tried to do against Alberto. And he couldn't really take on the abuse that I was giving him, and he gave his back. And I put hooks in. As of course, Scott Carr, my jiu-jitsu coach, we go over this position many a times. That position during the fight for Alberto Del Rio, we went through many a times. For the Chuck Liddell fight, after getting the position of getting wrist control and him giving his back, me taking his back and putting hooks in, or a rear naked choke, that usually works really, really well. But once the guy grabs the top hand and pulls it down, you just go straight for the Greco grip lock, and that's how I finished the fight. And let me tell you, I was going to squeeze until the referee ripped me off. I wasn't letting go, and that's how the fight ended. But let me tell you, nothing away from, I put my heart and my soul out in that cage. And I want to make sure each one of my fans see the hard work that pays off. You know, at the age that I am now, 44 years young, I'm thankful. You know, I'm thankful for my fans, I'm thankful for my family, thankful for all my sponsors. You know, I'm thankful for the people who helped me get where I am. You know, my training partners, my coaches, to help me get me where I was to get to that point, getting my hand raised against Alberto Del Rio. And my number one goal was to get my hand raised, but my number two goal, but it was really the number one goal, was to get that WWE heavyweight championship belt away from him. And I did that. I was able to give it to my boys. And let me tell you, you want to see a smile on a kid's face? Go and watch that fight and see the smile on my boys' faces. They were just like ecstatic, just like in awed. And for them to walk out with me, I know they were a little intimidated, you know, but it just made them happy when I handed the belt to him, seeing the smile on their face. I got to give respect to Alberto, you know, for a guy who hasn't fought in such a long time. He came in prepared. He looked prepared. His body, he looked like he was in shape. You know, you could see a little bit of the nerves still in him. That's the fight game. People don't understand is it wasn't a fixed fight. It wasn't a professional wrestling match. It was a real fight. I was going out there to punch him in his face. Right before the referee said go, I could hear everybody chanting, Tito, Tito.
The chance of Tito now here at Pain Arena.
It never gets old hearing Tito. It never gets old. It gets me pumped.
More chance of Tito. Amazing.
Right
Did not expect that.
Back in the day when I used to fight with the UFC and you'd see Punishment Athletics on the mat, nobody ever would do that. I was the first guy to get that done. And then Kabate, I'm able to do it again. And during the fight when I fought against Alberto, you watch one of the takedowns are literally right on the Punishment Athletics mat. Me and Alberto did embrace after the fight, and he walked up to me and he just said, "Thank you. I appreciate what you helped me do. I went through some bad stuff, and I was able to battle through it because of this camp. And I've gone through the same stuff that he's gone through in relationship stuff, and it is hard to bounce back. It's super hard to bounce back and to keep your mind focused, to keep your mind right. And I think Alberto was in that situation and was able to clear himself of that. And I think it was because of part of this fight. And when we embraced, that's what he said. He says, you helped me. I'm thankful." And I just told him right back, "Thank you. You pushed me. You made me work hard because I didn't want to get embarrassed. I didn't want to lose." I remember riding my bike and I was pushing myself, and it was just, I got right in the beginning of the ride and I was like, you could turn right back around and go back to your house and you don't have to train that hard. You're fighting Alberto Del Rio, Tito. And these are conversations I have with myself. And I said, no. I said, I refuse to do that. And I pushed myself through that. And I was one of the days that got one of my better times because I pushed myself.
I just interviewed Nikki Whelan, who is in this new film called Trauma Center. Nikki Whelan they were shooting the film while Tito was training for the fight.
Oh, interesting.
So I asked her about it. And she said Tito was so focused on that fight and on the film that he couldn't wait to get in that ring and fight. He was like injury free.
It's just a nice feeling to come home going, you know what? I get back in the gym now. Now it's time to get back in the gym, and the new year's already began. We're already in our first week, so I just started lifting today, which is Monday. I just started lifting, and I'll lift all the way, until I get noticed for my next fight or my next opponent. What do you guys want to do in 2020? But I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my hand raised and one more time, and maybe some big news here in the next month. Working on something really big right now. I don't want to let the cat out the bag, but it'll be some great news. I can't wait.
I was going to say, if you get that WWE title, do the people on SmackDown and Raw need to be put on notice? Will Tito Ortiz possibly be running out?
Better be put on notice. I'm putting
Brock Lesnar. Is Brock Lesnar in trouble? Set the record straight for us, Tito.
It was great to see for my fight against Alberto Del Rio. I got some huge celebrities or, just in general, people talking about the fight.
Tito, go out there and handle your business.
Tito, you're going to kill it. Good luck, Tito. Kick some ass. Good luck. Keep punching.
Tito was good. Frank Garcia here. Hope you win. Watch Tito Ortiz Uncaged.
Check out Tito Ortiz YouTube page. You're Uncaged right here.
Yes.
Literally in this cage known as the Rich Eisen Show studio. Check it out.
The Huntington Beach bad boy about to get back in the ring. It's a winner-take-all showdown against Alberto El Patron.
Of course, you guys can check my YouTube. Actually, it's Tito Ortiz Uncaged on YouTube.
Rey Mysterio, a friend of mine, I think he's a friend of Alberto Rios, also talked about the fight.
En Pain Arena in McAllen, Texas, Alberto El Patron contra Tito Ortiz. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And I'm looking forward to talking to you because there's a lot of things going on in your life. Your new YouTube channel. I want to talk to you about the December 7th fight with Alberto El Patron.
There's a lot of MMA guys that were talking about it.
Combate is America's first ever pay-per-view. Like I said, it will be a fight where essentially Tito is putting his UFC title on the line.
Whose side are you on in tonight's main event, Tito or Alberto?
Well, I got to go with Tito, the experience. If I'm a betting man, which I am, I got to put my money on Tito.
I got to go with Tito Ortiz. I mean, Tito's the man. The other guy is a wrestler, right? Tito's a legend. He's in a league of his own. So I'm giving the edge to him.
Tito's been there and done that over and over again, and Alberto hasn't even been there. He's even sniffed the level of competition that Tito has.
But I think the biggest and the best thing that made my year, I think it made my century, was having our president say, "Congratulations to true patriot Tito Ortiz."
Now we know what the commander-in-chief thinks about MMA fighter Tito Ortiz defeating Alberto Rodriguez via rear naked chokehold.
I know Alberto Del Rio is not a Trump supporter, and he really is not on that side of the idea. But that night against Alberto Del Rio, our president was watching. Everybody involved should be proud. Well, of course, this will be our first episode of this year, 2020. We're going to keep Tito Ortiz Uncaged coming at you. And not just stuff about me. It's going to be other stuff we'll be working on. I got some more news coming on, but please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. We'll start doing some giveaways. I got posters. I got, of course, Punishment Athletics. Some signed glove stuff. We'll start do some giveaways for each and every one of you fans. You know, we're going to keep building. We're going to keep doing this stuff. And just bring you fans into the world of Tito Ortiz, and hopefully we'll bring along maybe some other athletes or some other celebrities. You never know. Tito Ortiz, Uncaged, coming to you.